fucked. But without any further ado, let's get started. So just before we start building, everybody, here are all of the materials that we will be using to make our suburban house. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of space required to make the house is a 12 by 14 block area on the ground. Do feel free to make this grid in your world if you do feel as though that it might help you out. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to. Do make sure that you have all that stuff. Make sure you got enough room to make it. Make sure that you're ready to build your very own little suburbs. And once you are, we can begin. Step 1, suburban builders. Come all the way over to the front left hand corner of your grid. That is, of course, if you've made it. Count to the right by 1 and begin by placing 4 grey concrete extending backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend upwards by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go right by 3. 1, 2, 3. Go up by 3. 1, 2, 3. Place 2 glass going right. 1, 2. Place grey concretes on top of the glass and place grey concretes on the end of the glass. Extend the grey concrete that is on the opposite side of the glass down by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then go right by 3. 1, 2, 3. You can extend that block all the way down to the ground. However, you also want to extend that block that you just extended down to the ground. You want to place 4 upright diagonals extending backwards from that block. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go right 1 and place 4 bottom right diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4. And go all the way down to the ground. So you will end up with this shape. Now take the block that hit the ground and extend it across the back of the build and then forwards to where we would connect to the front of the build. We also want to mimic what we have on that side of the build onto this side, so you can extend this corner block upwards until it is equal height with the corner that we have over there, and then you can simply place your grey concrete so that it is the exact same as the grey concrete on the opposite side. You can even join it together in the corners if you like. The reason that we did diagonals was just so that you can better see the outline shape of the build for what we're going for. You can fill the left and right sides of your build in using grey concrete. You're more than welcome to add additional windows and details to the build as we progress through the build. But for now, I feel as though that it's going to be best if most of the build is built blank. That way, as you do progress through the build, as you start to do the inside and as you start to add your own details, you are more than welcome to add your own windows and such like, as such as you like. I will be giving you some good placements for some windows though, for the interior that I have kind of designed, and you can choose to copy it or you can add more. So now we have completed the left and right side, and really we should also do the same to the back as well. But once we have completely filled in the back, we can also add all of the details that will be present on it as well. As you see, the back isn't massively detailed, as a huge amount of the house is actually covered in stuff on the inside, so I'm not choosing to add many windows. But again, I will show you some good placements if you like. So there is a back entrance on the back corner of the house. I'm going to place a grey concrete here extending out the back right corner, a double quartz stairs and a grey concrete on the end. Place a double dark oak wood door above and inside of the wall where we have the stairs, And then if you like, you can even create a bit of a porch effect, perhaps using some birch fence and maybe even a mixture of quartz stairs or some quartz slabs or something like that. You know, something to kind of just frame the door if you like. You're more than welcome to not do that as well. You could simply just have something like this, or you could raise it all the way up to the top like so. Or you could create kind of like a little mini roof just kind of hanging off of the back of the build here. There's a multitude of ways that you can decorate the back doorway like this. So that way you do have a little bit of a porch like that, or you don't have to. On the right side of the build, we are going to have a chimney. Now, the chimney is going to be two rows of grey concrete extending outwards from the middle two blocks on the right side of the build, like this. Now, the grey concrete rows are going to want to extend up probably about 2 rows higher than the actual sides of the house already, and you can stick some quartz slabs on there too. When it comes to the front of the build, I'm once again going to recommend that you fill in the entire front of the build like this. And then that way we can simply carve out the necessary windows and other details as such. And we can also add the front entrance, because of course this is the front of the house. Like this. But before we get to that, I want to make the porch. So I'm going to take the bottom front right hand corner of the house and I'm going to place 1, 2, 3 grey concretes extending outwards from the front corner of the house. 2 quartz stairs going left of that, and then an entire row of grey concrete extending left. Fill the centre of the porch in with a contrast material such as quartz block. Extend up the corners of the porch, and that also includes the side of the stairs here too. You can then fill the sides of the porch in using some birch fence. The main entrance to the house is situated directly opposite the stairs that we placed, so create a double wide entrance using birch doors, and even feel free to place a bit of glass above them if you like. On the left side of the house, directly next to this birch fence, we're going to have 2 upside down quartz stairs extending inwards towards the middle of the house, and we'll have 2 rows of glass on top of them. This can be glass pane or glass block, like this. What I also want to do is create an overhang above these windows. So what that basically means, ladies and gentlemen, is that I want to use some quartz slabs, and these quartz slabs are actually going to start 1 row higher on top of each corner of the porch. So we want to have a row of quartz slabs that are just 1 row higher on top of the corners of the porch like that. So if you place a guiding block on the corner and then a quartz slab on top, and then you can extend the quartz slabs inwards and upwards like this, with an eventual quartz slab flaring up like so. You only really have to extend the outer quartz blocks upwards like this, or the quartz slabs upwards. You don't really have to do the lower ones, and then that way when you have a look at the inside you'll be able to see a full window like so. We also want to create 2 more windows. One is directly above the left hand side here of the porch, so we're destroying a 2 block wide gap, placing upside down quartz stairs in there, and then we're going to destroy a 2 block gap just up above, and we will place some glass. Same on the right side here, leave a gap of 1, and we're going to destroy a 2 by 3 block area, place upside down stairs at the bottom and glass everywhere else. And in addition to that, these 2 little glasses that we have up here, we want to destroy underneath them and place an additional layer of glass. So it will look exactly like this. And the next thing that we want to do, just before we move on to the roof, is I'd highly recommend adding some oak leaves going all the way around the outside of your house. You can have them extend to the left and right side of your porch if you like, or you can have them kind of like curve around the porch a little bit on the back as well. You know, you could have this. It really does depend. Oh, I kind of like that actually. That actually feels alright, and then if you wanted to, you could kind of like build in the ground and extend a little bit more if you wanted to. And of course, do feel free to always add more windows if you like. So if you wanted to add like a window parallel to the door on the back of the build, you could add like a little window back here. You could do the same up above, or you could do the same on the side. As long as you stick to the pattern of 2 upside down stairs and glass, you can't really go too far wrong. But that's all of the extra details around the house. What I also want to show you how to do is the roof, of course. So the roof starts right up at the top of the front of the build here, above these little lower windows, and we start with an entire horizontal row of quartz stairs that overhangs the house by 1 every side. We want to have a row of quartz stairs extending upwards and connecting at the top of the build. It'll actually extend and connect upwards and join together back to back. So it will join together back to back at the top of these 2 upper grey concretes. The quartz stairs, of course, then run down the opposite side of the build, and they will join to the same place as they do on the front. So you can't really go too far wrong with it, ladies and gentlemen, as long as you make sure that you've got the same on the front and the back. Make sure that you don't go any further down than you have to, although it's kind of hard because you run out of blocks to place. I'd also recommend placing upside down quartz stairs underneath the overhanging portions of the roof, of which we pretty much just have the left and right side, although we will be taking care of the middle part of the roof too. But you want to have the overhanging quartz stairs because it looks better, and it also blends into the chimney quite nicely too, like this. That's looking good. And then they'll of course join in the middle too. So in the middle they'll join to where this window is in the middle. So this is interesting, right? To join the roof to the middle window properly, we're going to have to extend the sides of the window back a little bit. So if you extend like the lower glass block backwards by 1 and the upper glass block backwards by 2 using grey concrete, you can't really go too far wrong. The roof will blend along the side of this window here, and the roof will pretty much exactly how it does everywhere else. It will just reach back to back along the top of this small window like this. So again, you can't really go too far wrong with it. You can see how it all blends together, and you can also see the difference between like a nice roof on the side and this roof here. But all you have to do is of course place the upside down stairs, and then it just looks a lot better, doesn't it? And then where necessary, you can extend and connect these side stairs to the middle. So here, and then here, and then we connect these horizontally. And then we might have to destroy these. Yeah, we'll just have to destroy them. But if you place some stairs here, that'll grip naturally. Replace it with that one. And then you just place quartz stairs riding down the back of the house. And that, once you've done that, will pretty much be done. There's actually nothing else in regards to the outside that we could possibly want. There's more windows and stuff, and of course we can create a garden, but all of that is going to be left up to you. Now, this is what your house will look like once it has been 100% fully completed, ladies and gentlemen. This is an incredibly simple suburban house that you can add to your city to fill up your suburbs. It's a great house of that, and of course you could make it in all sorts of different colours and some different styles as well if you wanted to. And that's it. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and click that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. And of course, if you are looking for more things to build, check out the card system, description below, and the top of the comment section. Those places have so many playlists, it will keep you busy for hours, trust me. Many more suburban houses, city, survival, all sorts of stuff. Thank you so much for watching, I love all of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!